Just record all of it.
Yep.
And then after the talk, if I blow your mind, you know, you can put it up. If you didn't like it, don't put it up. You have complete and utter free will.
Yep. Okay, so you guys are actually gonna like my intro, but dun 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 dun! What's up, everyone? It's me, Super Viggy, and we're doing, more VR chat. So I'm here with the. How do you pronounce your name?
Ouroboros.
The Ouroboros.
Okay, the Ouroboros.
I just call him Boros.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
you can just call me Boros or Oro.
now, I'm gonna give a little disclaimer, but he's gonna, talk about, religion and stuff. But the thing I want to point out with this is, you guys can do whatever religion you want. I happen to be a Christian. He's whatever.
I'm Jewish.
Oh yeah, see, he'll be whatever he is. He could be atheist. He could be whatever. It is your free will to be whatever religion you want. So he's gonna go ahead and talk about whatever he wants to talk about, and I hope you guys enjoy this.
All right, so let me ask you a question, Viggy, right? Viggy?
Yep.
All right. Can you real quick describe to me the color red? Imagine for a second that I've been blind since birth, all right? I've never seen a single thing in my entire life. And I want you to describe to me the color red real quick.
Ooh, that might actually be a little hard, because you're saying you're basically blind, so,
Yep, say that I was blind since birth in this hypothetical situation, and I want you to explain to me the color red.
Okay, so let's see. So, a lot of
If
people...
you can't do it, that's okay.
Well, I do know others would either say that it represents evil, or, my main thing would possibly be blood. But again, you wouldn't really know what blood is because, you're blind for your theoretical sense. But yeah, a lot of people would say it could be evil, it could be hell, it could be something bad. For me, I could basically say it could be like a rose.
But here's the thing, okay? I want you to imagine now that you've been blind since birth, and I say to you, red is like a rose. You've held a rose, but would you know what the color red is?
I wouldn't think so, because I don't think color is a... Yeah.
It can't be described, correct? It can't be described. It's completely undescribable. Now, the reason why I wanted to ask you this question to start out with, all right? There's a very specific reason why. Is because I wanted you to understand that there are some things that can be known, such as the color red. Like, you have to experience red. You have to see red in order to know what red is, but it can't actually be put into words, right? I needed you to understand that from your own point of view before I start going with this, because there could be something that I understand or that I know that I cannot convey to you. It's not possible, the same as the color red can't be described to a blind man, okay?
Yep.
All right? Now, since you're a Christian, I want to show you something. I personally believe that every single God is essentially the same God. Well, personally, I believe that God is a cosmic consciousness, right? It is like an ocean, a giant ocean of consciousness and energy. And every single one of us are a tiny drop, like if you took an eyedropper and put it into a cup, right?
Yeah.
And that cup is your body, all right? And you are just a tiny aspect of the divine, just a tiny, tiny droplet in an ocean of God, all right? Now, I'm going to read to you something. In Corinthians 3:16, God says, "Know ye not that you are the temple of God and the Spirit of God dwells within you."
Oh my God, he brought out the whole Bible for this.
Yeah, I know. Hold on. All right, now in Corinthians 6:19 it says, "Know ye not that you are the temple of God and the Spirit of God dwells within you, and that the Holy Spirit is in you, and you are of God and you are not of your own," all right? So Jesus says that, right? I kind of mixed the two together there, but that's what it says. And in the Bhagavad Gita, in Hinduism, all right, in Hinduism, Krishna says in verse 16, "The Lord dwells in the hearts of all creatures and wheels around them on the wheel of Myra," all right? And then the Buddha says, in a completely separate religion, all right, that no one saves us but ourselves, and we must look for sanctuary from within and not from without, and that peace comes from within and not from without. So we have multiple different religions all saying, God is within, all right, God is not without, okay? Now, I want to show you something else, if you'd be so kind. If you're okay with me continuing like this, I want to show you some more things, all right?
Oh yeah, you can go ahead.
The Bible says in Galatians 5:14, Jesus says, "For the law is fulfilled in one word, even this: thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself." Right? As thyself. All right. The Buddha says, all right, in Sutta Centra, just as a mother risks her life and loves and protects her child, one should cultivate the same boundless love towards everything that is in the universe. All right. In another religion, in Jainism, okay, in a third religion,
You should love this thing with
Jainism says that
yes.
all breathing, living, existent, sentient beings should not be slain, nor treated with violence, nor abused, nor tormented, nor driven away. In a fourth religion, in Hinduism, Krishna says, do everything you do, but do not do it with ego, not with greed, not with lust, not with envy, but do it with love, compassion, and devotion. That is 4 completely separate religions. Hold on. Now, if you're okay with me to keep going, I will. All right?
Yes. Yeah, you can keep going.
I'm going to try to show you something. Okay? The Buddha says, hatred does not cease through hatred at any time. Hatred ceases only through love. This is the unalterable law. The Buddha also says, radiate boundless love towards the entire world. In the Bible, in Mark 12:31, Jesus says, the second is namely like this: thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. There is no commandment greater than these. In Romans 13:10, he says, love does no harm to a neighbor. Therefore, love is fulfillment of the law. In the Quran, it says, in Quran 7-199, it says, show forgiveness and join kindness and avoid ignorance. In Asad 486, it says, when you are greeted with peace, you should answer with an even greater greeting of peace, or like thereof, for God keeps account of all things. In Hinduism, it says, they alone, or Krishna says, they alone see the Lord as the same in every creature, and in the deathless in all the hearts of all that die. Seeing the same, they see the Lord everywhere. They do not harm others, thus they do not harm themselves, thus they obtain the supreme goal. All right?
This is good, guys.
So we have multiple different religions, all saying exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
All right? If God is real, then why would God not send out prophets to every corner of the universe? If we really condense these books and we take out all the extra stuff, like all these from what I would say, bullshit sins, right?
Yeah.
Like being gay or having slaves is okay, or any of that stuff. Now, I know that might be like, that might be a little controversial and a little touchy, but if we take these books and we just look for only the similarities, only the things that they agree on, right? Jesus says that the word of God is established in the mouths of 2 or 3 prophets, right? Now, everybody would think that just means like Isaiah or other prophets within the Bible, right? But the way that I personally took that when I started looking was that I should look into the prophets of other religions, and if they agree, then this is most likely, or very likely, realistically, the actual word of God. All right. Now, I read to you that in multiple religions, they all say that we are the temple of God. Therefore, when I say that I am God, you are God, he is God, everyone here is God, what I am saying is that we are all part of one divine being, and we are experiencing life from different perspectives. All right.
I mean, technically we all are, because we're all in his image.
And now you could ask me, well, if we're all part of God, how could there be suffering? But I'll say this to you. Cancer, right, is part of the body. It is part of yourself that destroys yourself. And we are this divine entity, right? A tiny drop of it being dropped into a vessel, put on this finite earth, within finite time, that has suffering and sadness and hardships. And I'll explain it like this. You can take a drop of water in a cup, right, and then add in a drop of dye, like let's say purple dye, right?
Yeah.
And once it drops in there, because it's only a drop, it will change the color of that water, right? But if you take that same drop and you drop it into an ocean, it doesn't change the ocean at all. So, like, a single drop of the divinity could be changed, but then it could be dropped back into the ocean, and it will just become one with the rest of it, all right? I'll try to explain it like this. I want you to think about God like this, from my point of view, all right? So right now you're Vigi, right?
Yep.
I want you to imagine 20 years from now, you go out and you buy a VR headset, a super powerful VR headset. When you put on that VR headset, all right, you become a person named Jim, and you live a life as Jim. And as you're living that life as Jim, you have kids, you have family, you grow up, you grow old, you die. There's good times, there's bad times. But then when you take off that headset, right, the idea of Jim, right, the idea of Jim, the life that you lived as Jim, will combine with the life that you have as Vigi at the moment that you take off the headset, and you'll remember being Jim, and you remember all the stuff that you went through as Jim, but then you'll be like, whoa, man, that was just a dream. It was a lie. It was an illusion. It was a game, right? So in the same way, when we take off this headset called life, and our tiny drop of divinity is dropped back into the ocean that is God, or the eternal consciousness, right? We will remember being both ourselves and God at exactly the same time. And when that happens, the life that we lived will seem not meaningless, but it will seem more like a game, because you will remember your true self, but also remember your old self all at once. And you won't be able to hide behind, right? Like, I did good things because I wanted to get into heaven, or I didn't want to go to hell. Like, I don't agree with doing good things because you're afraid of going to hell or because you want to go to heaven. To me, that's just a lie that God would see past, right? If God is part of us and God is within us, according to the Bible, then God would absolutely know that you were only doing good things out of fear of hell or want of heaven, and not out of true compassion.
Yeah.
And it would simply be like trying to bribe God.
Yeah, and see, and I'm not like that. For me, being of a good person, I'll even give you an example. So, Monday, I noticed that, one of my coworkers didn't have any money in his wallet, and I knew he needed to eat lunch because of what our job is. Like, he wouldn't need to, like, go out, like, and, take a ride with someone and, get lunch or something. I decided to give him $20 because, I was just being a good person. I was like, hey, I noticed you don't have any money in your wallet. Here, take this. He said, no, I don't want to. I'm like, take it now. So, I was doing it out of the kindness of my heart. Because, I know he needs to eat lunch, and he was like, I'm going to pay you back. I was like, don't worry about it. I was doing this because you don't have any money in your wallet for lunch.
So
but at that time, you weren't thinking,
shut up and take my money.
Yeah,
well,
but no, that's a good thing, though. That is the correct version of compassion.
Yeah, I wasn't, doing it for, hey, I'm going to do this,
I just feel like
God, do you
doing
see
wrong
me
to
doing
anyone
this?
or anything that is sentient is just wrong, because they can feel that too.
Yes, agreed.
And
agreed.
that's stupid, because you wouldn't want to feel that pain. You wouldn't want that to happen to you, so why should you do it to others?
Yeah.
That's exactly correct.
I wish more people thought
And
like that.
to take that even one step further, if we're all part of the same divine being, right? If we're all experiencing
Unless you're a masochist.
ourselves from different,
Okay.
if we're experiencing life from a different perspective, right?
But
then when we harm another, we harm ourselves. When we kill another, we kill ourselves, right? We are
I also
destroying
believe
part
that
of
once
us.
you harm a being of sentience, you also start harming a part of God as well.
Yeah, exactly.
how I
Yes,
see it.
correct.
Yeah.
So, but anyways, all right.
This is good, guys.
Ask me any questions. Ask me a question, and I will bounce off of it with you. Here, now you ask me stuff.
Like, what do you mean? Like, just anything, or
Anything about like religion or something like that. Just ask me questions. Any questions that you're having a problem with in your own personal life.
religion-wise.
Yeah.
Well, I asked the preacher this part before, but I do kind of want to actually hear yours. So when you were mentioning with the, one little drop, and this one drop could be, someone with cancer or whatever. So I've always kind of wondered if God truly, sees us in his image and stuff like that. Like, what's his main purpose of, having people with, like, cancer and stuff like that, but not the ones that, end up, surviving or whatever, but the ones who ends up, still losing their life in, like, that short time. Or better yet, here we go. I have someone in the roleplay community called Shield, and he's not long for this world any longer. He has, like, maybe he was diagnosed 3 to 5 more left, but he was diagnosed with bronchitis, and then when COVID came, it kind of messed with him. Like, he actually had to use the what's it called, the respirator, you know what I mean. Yeah, that. And then he was able to survive the COVID thing, but he's actually a nurse or whatever. So because of that,
So
he was still with
Are you
it.
asking why disease came to be and all the suffering and everything?
Yeah, like, if, like,
Or
with him
why
being,
some people, like, if it's supposed to be a test, like, I think he's asking if it's supposed to be a test, why are the tests not equal, and why are some people, they die rather than just getting better, essentially, right? Is kind of what
yes,
you're
that's
asking,
it,
like...
yeah.
Okay, all right. Now, here's the thing. Like I said, I am a Christian. I am not a Buddhist. I am not a Hinduist. I would just believe in us all being
Good.
God, right? Now, here's the thing. All right, from me, from my point of view, this is how it works. There is no such thing as fate.
Okay.
There is no such thing as fate, all right? There's no destiny.
What are you, a
There's
fucking
no
teacher?
there's no divine mission, all right? We are all tiny aspects of the divine living a life. That way we can experience things, all right? And the reason why there cannot be any like...
Oh, what the fudge? Oh, what the fudge? Who timed us out? Okay, I remember his name, though. Somewhat. It was... Guy, I think, or something. So, hang on. So, if it's gonna kick me back here, then, I'll invite him... Okay, what? So, did it kick me to a new instance, or... Yes, it did. So, you know what? Let's do this. Go home. Yes. Okay, so the question he's gonna answer, or like see his point of view, is not really of a mission. Okay, so let's do this. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Nope. But they were there, so let's invite. Hey, you know what? Let's join. Let's join back, because they were part of the same world. That was weird. Why did a connection time out? That was really weird. Oh, that's it. Let's also close out of that. There we go. And let's also close out of the YouTube. There we go. You know what? Let me do this. Let me do in a smaller avatar. There we go. There we go.
Hey, Joshua, my friend.
There we are.
Can you
And
go
we are
sing
still
to the people in
recording.
front of the mirror?
Yeah, you talk to her.
Do we have to, like, block this person? Or mute them?
Mute 'em.
Yeah, we might have to mute them. Yeah, we might have to mute them. How do you mute somebody?
You pull out your menu, click on them as if you were going to display their skin, and then there's user voice. You just click that, and it mutes them.
Yeah. Also, what was with the timeout?
Oh, okay, perfect.
That was weird. What was with the timeout?
Oh,
I
my
don't
game
know.
crashed
Anyways,
entirely.
yeah,
Yeah.
by the way, I'm still recording. So you were gonna see.
Okay, all right.
You were gonna talk about your point of view of, like.
Yes, my point of view on the suffering, right?
Yes.
On why some people have supposedly a shitty test and why others don't. Well, see, unlike the preacher that you talked to, I believe that we are all aspects of God, rather than a giant daddy looking down on us. I believe that we are all that being. All right? And the way that I think about this, the way that it makes sense, is that we are here to experience. Whether that experience is necessarily good or bad is not necessarily the point. And I don't believe in fate. I don't believe in destiny. I don't believe in some magical test, all right? The reason I don't believe in destiny and I do not believe in fate is because if there is a fate, right? Like, let's say that guy right there, he's fated to change the world, all right? Let's just say that, hypothetically. Well, then that man has no free will. Because if he had fate from the time he was born to when he grows up, that means he is on a linear path like railroad tracks. And if he's on a linear path like railroad tracks, then he can make no choices. He's basically an autonomous robot. Okay? So, to me, the way that this works is we're just rolling the dice. Like, think about it this way. If we're all one entity, one being, one God, then imagine the incredible loneliness, the incredible boringness of knowing everything all at once. Imagine knowing that, like, when you throw a dice, you know it's going to be 6 before it's 6, or you know it's going to be 3 before it's 3, or it's going to be 2 before it's 2. You can't do anything because everything that you do is already, you know it before it's happened. So the only real way to experience, to be able to do things, would be to limit yourself, to take yourself and make it into tiny aspects so that each piece doesn't have enough power to basically edit reality at will. And to forget that you're completely and utterly alone, right? Like, if we're all a single God, then you're essentially completely alone. And to put yourself into a body and to forget that you're God temporarily would be to forget the complete and utter isolation of the incredible loneliness of being God. I mean, seriously, can you imagine knowing everything that could happen before it happens? The only way that it would be fun is if you made it so that you're basically rolling the dice all the time.
Mm-hmm. So,
I mean, otherwise, if you want to say that God is, you know, making these people basically sick for no reason just to test them, well, that would be evil. Right?
yeah.
If he was just, that wouldn't make any sense.
God would
now,
do
if
that.
God
God
is
is pure.
Yes. Now, if God is just rolling the dice and just letting them fall where they may, and we have no fate and we have no destiny, then God's not to blame, right? It's just randomness.
Yeah.
And I think that scares a lot of people.
Yep.
But it's also a good thing, because if we don't have randomness, then we have no free will.
Yeah.
And if we have no free will, then we're just robots.
Actually, yeah,
Like that.
He did
Random.
manage to say that kind of same thing about if we had no free will. He did manage to say that. I don't know how he was able to, but yeah, he was able to say that. Okay, so now with that part you were saying with the you don't believe in the destiny and stuff, you know. So what about, though, I wouldn't really, I guess, call it destiny, but what about to where he at least has a plan to where it's just like just only the beginning and the end, where it's like, okay, you're gonna be born, and if you happen to believe in me, then you're gonna go to, you know, heaven, and if you don't, then you go to hell. Do you at least
Well, here, let me
part?
I have a no, I do not at all. I don't even believe in hell. Now, hell would be completely monstrous. Imagine for a second you have a Buddhist sitting on a temple somewhere, and he doesn't kill any animals, and he just sits there and he meditates, and he's a pretty decent person. The only thing that he does wrong is he doesn't know Jesus, and he didn't read the Bible, according to most Christians, right? Well, then that God would take that poor soul that did nothing wrong to anybody, didn't even kill animals, and throw him into eternal hellfire and burn his skin off over and over every second of every day for all of eternity. Does that seem moral and just to you?
I don't believe that hell is for all eternity.
No.
I believe in reincarnation.
Yeah, me too. Hold on, I'm getting to that.
Depending on how bad
I believe
they
in that
did,
too.
that's what circle of hell they go to, and that's how long they go
No,
there
no,
for,
I don't
and
even-
then they're reincarnated to get a second chance.
Allow me to explain it to you like this. If there is a God, you saw how I read the passages, and they line up, right?
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. When we get down on our knees and we pray, right, it doesn't matter what name we say. It doesn't matter if we're saying Jesus or Yahweh, or if we're praying to, you know, Krishna or whoever. It doesn't matter. What matters is the intention, right? We are praying to something greater than ourselves. We are calling out to something, right? Do you honestly think that if a person gets on their knees and prays to Krishna, that they don't have the same feeling of reaching out to something better than themselves? That they're not sending out the intention, the energy, the frequency of something bigger than me help me? That is what God is receiving. It's not the name. It doesn't matter if you're praying to it doesn't matter what name you use. It doesn't matter, because if there's an all-knowing, all-powerful being listening, it would understand that you are attempting to reach it. And to think that you would be damned to hell for all of eternity, it's asinine. It would mean that God is basically dumb. And if God really had a problem with any name, he would come down here himself, stand before you, and be like, hey, that's not a cool name. Don't use that name. I don't want you to use that name. But it's not. He doesn't. They don't. Whatever you want to call it. I don't even think of God as an it or a she or a her. It's a nothing. It is a non-binary energy. It is just an energy. It is a consciousness.
It's a being.
It's like pure light. Yes.
All at once.
Okay.
Yes, exactly.
A being.
So
A
now,
cosmic
what
being
about that
rules
part in
over
the
universe.
scripture, though, when you were
That created
saying that?
everything.
So what about that scripture where it's like I don't remember where it is, but he said something where I think it's one of the commandments or whatever, but he's like, I basically saying, you are not able to worship another entity.
Have no
or
other gods
stat-
before me.
Yeah, that, yeah.
You are not allowed to worship
Okay.
another god. Or be
Now here's the thing.
all silent.
Here's the thing, right? If God is the same God, regardless, right? If it is that intention that we are sending, you need to understand that I don't believe in that book. I believe in all of the books put together. So the one, that rule doesn't even apply to me, okay? Now, I believe, okay, that whenever we
so I
pray,
see.
I guess I
regardless of
believe
the
in the
name
same thing you
that we
do.
are praying, yes, whatever we are praying to
I believe
hears us and understands
There are
us.
multiple gods, but there is only one supreme.
Yes, and I'll get to that. Actually, I'm going to get there. All right. Now, when we pray to God, it doesn't matter if we're saying Krishna or we're saying Yahweh. All right. It understands that we are praying to it, and I need you. And if we are all part of the same divine being, then we have the same knowledge of the truth within us. And you have so many people right now that are like, what is wrong with Christianity? How could these things be in the Bible? How could slavery be okay in the Bible? How could, forced marriages and stuff be okay in the Bible? Like, everybody's like, there's problems within it, correct? Like, there people are like, well, this needs to be answered. Why would God do this as a test? And why would God do that as a test? Right? Like you just said. So there's issues within it. So here's what happened. If you would want me to explain it. God damn it, it's you. All right. Anyways, so.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So here's what happened. Here's what happened, okay? The people who are enlightened, let's say Jesus, let's say Thoth, let's say Buddha, let's say Krishna, all right? Let's say them, all right? Let's say the enlightened being keeps getting reincarnated over and over and over again. Then it would come and it would preach love, and it would preach compassion, and it would preach unity. And then what would happen after being died, after that being died, people would do what people always do. And they would rupt it and add stuff. Did you know in the Bible that eating a grape is a sin, eating shrimp is a sin, eating pork is a sin, shaving the sides of your beard is a sin, wearing two different clothing?
Fucking Leviticus was one of your fucking servants. Don't you fucking go in here and start telling me all of his shit was a special.
Listen.
Come on.
Listen.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Listen.
Yeah. Son of a bitch.
Hold on. Okay, so that guy thinks I'm legitimately the demiurge. Don't look into what the demiurge is. It doesn't matter. Okay?
I'm not.
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Please
so
tell me what that is. I don't know what that is.
Use Google.
The demiurge in Gnosticism is the creator of this world, but essentially the belief that being is evil and that it feeds off of the suffering. So, but don't worry about that. That's what he thinks I legitimately am. Like, I am that being, just talking to people. But anyways, anywho.
Go on.
Okay. So, do you honestly think that God, an all-powerful, all-knowing being, would really care if you have a wool jacket on and a cotton shirt on?
I wouldn't think so.
No,
because,
'cause
like I said, I don't care
it's a
what
rule.
religion
It's
you
a rule.
are.
No, I know. I'm just asking from personal idea. Okay, so that's exactly what I'm saying, right? These rules, to me, are man-made. They are put in just to control people. They are arbitrary. They are the churches and the government attempting to control the people on a more and more finite scale, when really the only thing that matters is love and compassion. That's it. All the other rules to me are all complete
You
garbage.
sure switched up that fucking dialogue.
So when you're saying man-made and stuff, so you're saying when it says like this, like God spoke to this person to make this rule, that's just them saying that?
That's what I believe. Yes, correct.
Ah, okay.
To be fair, part of that's.
I mean,
that's taken
for
into
all we know,
context.
Moses could
Most of the time they don't even.
have been drunk and just
Most
made
of
up
the time
those
they don't-
rules because he was tired of everyone messing with everyone.
To be fair, most of the time
Okay,
whenever
so
they bring it up,
the
it's
drunk
not
part is
actually.
funny, but no, so
As
so
far
I
as the
can
non-commandments,
see
it's not even
actually
usually
what
Christ
you are
said or
saying,
God said.
'cause
It's
I hear there are
some
plenty of
disciple
times
decided.
where I've read some parts of the Bible or
and it's not even the rules
with some of the
necessarily.
sermons. It's like, what?
It's
That don't make sense.
very largely
like,
taken out of context.
Why would you want to? What's wrong with? Okay, we'll do the wool jacket. Like, what's wrong with wearing a wool jacket? It's still a clothing. So, I mean, you're still clothed. So yeah, there has been times.
Yes, no,
Says you can't wear a wool jacket.
there has
a
been
cosmic
times-
being. Did you know in the Bible?
Six,
Wait, did you know in the
six
Bible?
words. You need 6 words for anything this guy has to say to you, okay? Begone, Satan, for it is written.
You stop telling people who I am. I'm attempting to do something here. Shoo you. Be gone from me.
If he is that demi something whatever,
The
then
three
he's
among the
failing.
judgments.
Then he's failing with
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, he is.
So that means
Exactly. Be gone,
no. So
Satan.
that
Just because you
means
showed up, you
he's
little
not.
shit. You showed up.
So it means he's
You
not.
showed up, you
okay?
little
I will always show up.
It's because you showed up, you little shit.
Yeah.
But you want to know what?
Sense
I'm
it.
winning with that guy, and I'm winning with that guy. I might lose this one, but I'm getting these two. Don't worry about it.
Not anymore. No, you're not.
All
Not
right,
anymore.
Bruh.
Hold up.
He's gonna hate this. I'm catching
Look,
this all on film.
look. Here, I'll make this even funnier for you. I'll make this even funnier for you. Give me a second. Give me a second. I'll make it even funnier for you. In the
Go on.
Bible, it says, "Know ye not that you have? Be careful when you entertain strangers, because some of you have entertained
That's
angels
true.
unknowingly." All right. So that means that some people could actually be angels and not people. Take this a step further. Let me take this one step further, real quick.
And who
just for
opposes
you,
the
just because you're a little
demiurge?
shit. Just because you're a little shit, I'll take this one step further for you. Okay? All right. The Bible also says when Satan goes before God in the book of Job, God asks Satan, "Where have you been?" And Satan replies, "On the earth, walking to and fro within it, and up and down within it." All right. So that means Satan's on earth currently and can shapeshift into a being. But
Yeah.
look, it's definitely not me. All right. If you think it's me, all right, you fuck off. All right. But anyway.
I won't.
but look.
Yeah.
I mean, is it technically a possibility that you're actually
Just learn
talking to
to
the
floss,
actual
you're
Satan
just-
right now? I mean, I guess it's technically a possibility, but
Yeah,
look, it's
there you go. You
definitely
got
not
it.
what's happening.
Absolutely.
He's just
Don't
schizo.
worry.
All right.
Don't
Oh,
worry.
no, I hit my
Make a
hands.
point. May I make
I got a question.
point on that?
What's up?
Ooh, I want to hear
Okay.
that.
Where's north
Yeah.
or
Maybe you want to say it. Maybe you're not. Who knows? Maybe.
Don't worry about it.
Maybe. You believe in what you believe, and
Bunch of
he's trying to
crazies on
disrupt
mushrooms.
that as some power that does not like what you believe.
Absolutely.
Such what?
So you're
if
saying
he
he's
is Satan?
actually the evil one. You're saying he's actually the
No,
evil one. I'm
you
trying
never.
to spread
No.
positivity and
You threw
love,
the word.
and
No,
he's trying to disrupt my message. That's what's happening.
You're throwing
Well,
the word evil in here,
yeah,
and that's a
and
whole
he
new
may not be
gamble.
calling
with
him
the
the
we're
evil
on.
one.
This is called the
He
juxtaposition
could just
of
be
belief
saying
here.
it's a possibility
I
as well,
believe
just like you
in no
said.
religion. I do not believe in all religion. I do not believe in one religion.
When it
Oh,
comes
fuck
to
out of here,
evil,
John Lennon.
No.
there's a
religion.
phrase
Fuck,
that
no,
I'll
fuck
point
out
out
of here, John
So
Lennon. I
you
don't
are
need your
atheist.
fucking.
that is very true.
Okay, so
However,
Jay Smiles, what were you gonna ask, my friend?
Also, can you get on my
You know?
camera? I am actually recording this.
No. I don't know where I don't see your camera. I don't know where your camera is. You're gonna have to put the
I
little thing on
am
there.
the camera.
He's a VTuber. He is the.
I am the camera.
So,
I am the camera.
F2,
All right,
a good
now.
way, when you bring evil into the concept, you got to remember there's a phrase that is holds very true. If you leave behind all your demons, you're gonna lose all your angels.
Okay.
What? I don't like that. Anyways,
I agree. I was like, what does that got to do with fucking anything?
okay, all right. Now hear me out.
Stream in the
All
stream.
right, since we're talking about good and evil, right? I believe that it is the intention behind the action that makes said thing evil, not the action essentially itself. Like, let's put it this way,
No,
right?
that's an excuse. That's an
No,
excuse for the weak
allow me to explain. Allow me to
won't.
explain.
Basically,
Allow me
violence
to
behind
explain.
Good intentions.
Go ahead. Go
Let me
ahead.
explain. I'll explain, you little shit.
Go
Hold
ahead.
on. Give me a goddamn
No,
second.
go ahead.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Okay.
Stop it! Stop it! You're
Stop
fucking
it!
everything up. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now. All right. So,
Yeah.
like, let's say with killing, right? Let's say with killing. If someone breaks into your house and they're about to, like, let's say, rape and murder your family, and you were to, let's say, shoot them.
Yeah,
all right.
which-
No. Listen.
which one
And you
would
were to
kinda
shoot them.
would.
You are doing it.
Mhm.
You are doing the. You are killing someone, but you're
I
doing
am
the action out of
express-
love and out of compassion and out of protection. Now,
I
if
am
you break into
expressing my
someone's house with
goddamn
the
American
intention to
right.
kill somebody, and you break in the house and you attempt to kill somebody, you're doing it out of hatred and malice, right?
Yeah.
So even though both actions end in the taking of a life, so they both end in the exact same outcome, both take a life, but on one hand, right? On one hand, you did it out of love and compassion, and the other hand, you did it out of malice and hate. That is the difference,
No.
even though they are both exactly the same thing.
I'm not taking anything.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
simply, I'm simply
Yes, I
delivering.
do.
I am simply delivering
Yeah.
the
And
sinner
I
where
do
he
believe in
belongs.
that. But I also believe
Yes.
in what
I'm simply.
happened,
I am simply returning the
but, like,
sinner right
what
to where he
the action
belonged.
took. But depending on the
Hell that he
intention,
chose himself.
that's what happens. But what happened and not what drove you to do it also has a say in that. Because
Yes,
still,
yes,
you
yeah.
We're taking a life.
Yes, both,
I'm
and then
returning it.
taking a life. Yes,
And that
they
can't
both
just
take a
go
life.
unpunished, because you took away a life. So even though that
Well, it
person was
depends.
trying to murder your family, if you had just stopped them without killing them, they could have changed their ways. They could have become better.
Perhaps, but not always. Perhaps, but not always.
Yes.
Yeah, and so then that's
But
There
where
there's
can
always-
be exceptions to the rules.
Yeah, that's where I
Yes.
then end up being like,
What the fuck are you
do
doing?
you look like someone who could change if I was to help? And so,
I was gonna say, you want to
but
see
yeah,
my
I get
car?
what you're saying with the same act.
But
Don't-
often at times in those situations, you don't have that time to make that kind of decision.
No, you don't. You have
You're not-
seconds. If someone's charging you with a knife, you have right then and there. Not you don't. You don't
Oh
have.
yeah,
You're not
Again,
going to sit there and
you're
have a
not-
conversation with them. If Jason Voorhees is coming at you with a machete, he's going to murder you and then your whole family. And you have a 12
I'm
gauge.
not-
You know that you can put him
You're
down.
not
You're going to put him down.
taking. No, you're not taking anything. That motherfucker came into your house. I'm simply putting him back where he fucking belongs, you know. I'm not taking the life. I'm
See-
simply returning him to whence he fucking came. Hell. Right?
I like that. I like that.
yeah. Yeah.
But no, to me, when you attempt to take someone else's life, you forfeit your own, right?
yeah.
If you do this action onto another, then as Jesus said, do unto others what you would want done unto yourself. So when you attempt to take someone else's life, when you put out that intention, that vibration, that anger, that malice, well then if it's done to you, then it's done to you. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Reap what you sow. Those who live
Good.
by the sword die by the sword, right? So he attempted to
True,
use the
but you're
sword
not
to
living
kill
by the
you.
Sword, you're put in a predicament
No, no,
where you
I-
had to use the sword.
I ain't
get
using
that.
a
I
fucking
get
sword.
you.
I got my fucking.
I'm making.
I ain't using
I'm trying to
that's
make a
outdated.
generalization or a way
Also,
to
that's
like,
taken out of context. Come on. Live by the sword,
I'm trying
die
to
by the sword.
conceptualize
Was Christ returning the fucking sword as part of the way to make the Romans look bad? So before he got crucified himself. Come on.
No, I'm trying to use
What?
it as a way to conceptualize. Okay.
I
Hold
know
on,
what you're
stop
trying
it.
to use it for. Come
Stop
on.
Stop
No.
it. Stop it. You little shit. Stop it.
God dang it.
I love you. You know I love you, you little fucker. You know I love you.
See, look, listen. You
Honestly,
say
that
he was
guy's
on your
fantastic.
side, but you say he was on your side, but what's this? What's this?
Ooh, America.
Looks like I got a fucking twin right here.
This guy's really the devil.
I just call him this because it's smaller. It's smaller and easier to traverse around.
Okay,
'cause
anyways.
I can see bigger
Oh,
things.
would you prefer to be an Israeli, God's chosen people?
God damn. Okay.
Nah,
All right. So ask me
I'm
another
American.
question. Ask me whatever
I'd
you want.
rather
Ask
be
me
American.
something else. If you're having fun
Keep
with this
that one on
conversation,
speed
we
dial.
can continue.
Very quick way
Let's
to get
see
banned from
here.
server or kicked from servers.
Wow, it's only been 37. Feels like it's been. Jeez. Okay.
5
anyways.
hours.
Yeah. But no, I am getting a lot of good like info here and stuff. Let's see.
I'm better info. Just read the fucking book.
Oh,
real fucking easy.
okay. I asked all. I
Don't need
asked
anyone to explain
my-
it to you. Use your two eyes.
I actually asked my preacher this, and his answers did seem about right. But have you ever seen the show Lucifer?
No,
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
I don't
so
watch TV.
you know how Lucifer,
Something about
or you know
pedos.
how in churches or whatever, they make him, evil
uh.
and stuff, right? But in the show,
Are you about to give me the full-on
He-
Thomas fucking
No.
Jeff or Wayne or whatever fucking who prayed for the greatest sinner of them all?
no. So, but in the show though,
No.
you know how he,
Oh yeah.
he ends up being like basically the good guy or whatever, like he was changed and all.
I can't get rid of it.
So,
Yeah, but that's just a
Oh,
TV show.
okay.
well, here's your
It
thing.
is just a TV
Here's
show.
the question.
Run
So,
by a bunch of.
do
Well, you also got to remember
believe-
at one point Lucifer was an angel.
Yes.
It was.
So,
Yes.
do you believe that that could actually be
Go read.
like possible with the real Satan, with the real Lucifer?
How do I know
Like, do you think
I
he could
don't believe in
actually-
Satan. I don't
Go
believe that
read
he
the-
exists in any way, shape, or form. But
I mean,
but
there was a
as an idea,
there's a perfectly good Italian
we-
poem you can go back and read. Got a little man called Lucifer who falls into a flaming lake and decides to make it his own.
look, but on the
Come
idea,
on.
all right. Since I don't believe in him in any way, shape, or form, all right.
Yeah.
I think that he's just an analog, someone to place blame on. All right.
Well, yeah.
It's the sun and the moon, right? The sun. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
But it's just the opposite side of the coin. Someone to place blame on while you put all praise on the other. All right. That's all that is. I don't believe in him. He's just an analog. But in the idea
Paradise Lost.
of him being an actual being, then yes, I do believe that he could become good under the right stimulus because of free will, right? He could choose
Well, that's
to
the
become
point of
better.
Paradise
But
Lost.
I
will
believe
Paradise
that
Lost
he
is, no,
never wanted
no,
this.
no,
He never wanted to be
that's
a
literally
fallen
what
angel.
fucking Paradise. No, that's entirely what fucking Paradise Lost is about. Granted, it's not an actual fucking like biblical whatever. It's fucking it's a fucking just a lesson for you. But no, the entire point of Paradise Lost is to say that Satan exists solely as a force of corruption because man exists to create his own evil. Satan could choose at any point to pray for the redemption.
Sitting here discussing religion.
Yeah. It's kind of funny. I started rereading fucking Inferno like 2 days ago, so it feels real good.
Hold on, I'll be right back.
Real
I'll be right back.
refreshed
Give
in
me a
the
sec.
fucking mind.
Yep, go ahead.
Does anyone here
Excuse me,
know
guys.
his religion?
Yep.
Okay, what's Inferno?
He said he's not
It's
religious.
a book by a poet named Dante. He just got kicked out. It's
And I guess
history's first
He's
fan
not
fiction.
religious.
When
He's,
he gets
he's
back,
into
I'll be able to
philosophy.
ask him. What's that? Actually, what is that?
I mean, except
golden-
actually, it's
What is that golden
it's
rule that
literally
I've
about
heard
fucking,
before, where it's like, if you believe
the
in
golden
one,
rule
you
is
believe in the
do unto
opposite.
others.
Wouldn't that make him an atheist?
No. Fucking Inferno is
Wait,
a
no,
book by
atheists
a-
don't
it's a
believe in God. He believes in God,
series.
so...
It's the
Also
first
Billy,
of
right?
actually
Billy
several
was
poems by a poet named Dante.
Oh.
It's
I wonder what he
history's
thinks of
first fan
atheists.
fiction, basically. The guy talks about
there you
how his favorite poet, who
Okay,
died
I'm back.
before
But
Christianity
just so you know,
existed,
I'm really the
takes him back
demiurge,
through hell to
okay?
meet his
And
ex-girlfriend who died.
I'm just here to test your soul. That's
and
it.
He's
Yeah,
talking
no,
about how
yeah,
everyone
no,
he
I
doesn't like
already
ended up
knew,
in
don't
hell
worry.
and totally fucking deserved
Okay,
it.
so-
Oh, you already knew that I was a
Deserved
fallen
it,
angel
hell.
just here to mess with you. Okay,
And then he
perfect.
goes
What gave it
through
away?
heaven
What gave it away? What
Yeah,
gave it away? I don't know what it was.
I'll never tell you.
That he's literally hanging out
But
with
no,
Maybe it was
his
the
favorite poet
Yeah,
and
didn't
his
you?
dead
Maybe-
ex-girlfriend.
just to kind
it was the
of
Sun
make it
Twice first
easy
fan
because
fiction.
I'm OCD.
I'll send you a link
So
if you
just to
want.
kind of make it a little easy
That
with
just
the
sounds weird.
time I've been on, because it says
I'm
40,
wording it weird
42
intentionally.
now.
It's actually one of arguably
and maybe
one
I
of the
might
most
split it
important
into two
texts
parts. I don't
historically.
know. I mean, I usually stream, and my streams end up being like automatic
You know,
videos.
it's just a-
Anyway, so
it's
my
not even
final
any
question,
religious
just for
dogma
today,
in
because this
any
is actually,
context.
fun and stuff.
Devil wants to know how it's important.
So I don't know what the I don't
How's it
remember what
important?
the
No, how it's
gold.
important. Yeah,
I'm calling it a
how's it
golden rule,
large,
but the little
largely it's
rule where
important
it's
because
like
it helped define a lot of the
if you
Christian
believe in
moralism that would follow
one
for the
entity,
next
or
several
you know,
hundred
so if you
years
believe in
prior
God,
to
you
the
believe in the
Germans
devil,
fucking
or you know,
everything up
vice
with
versa.
It also
So
helped to
my question for you,
specify
what makes you, I
religious
guess,
dogma that would be followed,
not
despite the fact that
believe
the church
in
never
the
actually
devil,
adopted it
apart
as
from
official
when you were
scripture.
saying you believe it's, you know, someone pinning a
Because
blame.
they didn't want anybody else to
Like,
take credit
what
for it.
else, I guess, makes you
Okay,
not
so what I
believe?
meant by that,
No, because a
what
lot of
I
was
meant
in
by
it would be
that, all
considered
right,
heresy,
is that
plus they'd be
Satan
picking
is
a side
an
because
analog for sins.
the
It is an
actual
excuse,
poems
right? We can be like, oh,
explicitly,
Satan made me do it.
agree with the whites, not the blacks. Who
There's
were
evil in this
fighting.
world because of Satan,
Not
right? Like he's
like
just someone that we
whatever.
dump
The name of
stuff
the two
on.
groups
He's a
are
trash
fighting
can,
against
right?
Satan
He's
named-
I don't believe
yeah.
that.
He's just a
Italian, I'm not very good
he's
at
just an
Italian.
excuse.
Felicium?
That's what he is. He's an excuse. He's an analog. He's he's the opposite
in
side of the coin. You know,
1300s,
God's the sun. He's the
basically
moon.
they
All
were arguing
right.
about
You
who
get what I'm
is
saying? God's the light. He's the
Yeah.
dark. He's just a secondary
Black,
god made up,
Hitler,
essentially. Like
Roblox,
they
Hitler.
say he's a fallen angel, but he's essentially used like a secondary god to place all the blame.
No.
You know?
No.
To make
basically-
sense of all the stuff that normally
No,
wouldn't make
only
sense.
Proddies. Only
So
Proddies.
basically, like with Genesis,
The
with
entire
Adam
point
and
of the-
Eve,
Yesterday, it's great.
you
No.
I
basically
was
you
there, but
believe
still, why?
God just
It's funny.
like, you know, made the blame
entire
game
point
on
of-
Satan,
It's coastal.
but in
No, the entire
reality,
point of Satan is he
he's
exists.
the-
He
he's
exists
the-
as the voice in the back of your head to help you make those decisions that you don't want to make because they're the wrong decisions.
Okay,
The entire point of Satan is that it's to establish free will because they're saying that you don't make your own he only ever tempts you. No, at no point in any scriptural reading does Satan ever force anybody to make any decision. He only tempts you.
I know.
In my head, it's that.
Incorrect
I know I do.
decisions.
I only offer suggestions.
I know you do.
Kind
Exactly.
suggestions.
The entire
Lots
point of
them.
Satan.
Take it.
The entire point of Satan is to establish that free will must exist because you chose to side with
I know,
that
thank
on
you.
your of your
You know,
own
come
accord.
Come here, shake my hand. Come shake Satan's hand. Come here.
Don't
I'm at
you
the action
fucking
table
dare.
today.
A good
Anyway.
idea.
You know what? Here's what we'll do. Say, I have my own free will. Give my soul to the Ouroboros and shake my hand.
You know, I'm not gonna stop you. You take that. You take it.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I know.
basically,
Anyways, here,
you
back to the
believe-
Garden of
Well,
Eden.
I'll
Here,
do
back
it.
to the Garden of Eden. hold on. On the Garden of Eden, allow me to make a point for you real quick, all right? Well, let me explain this to you real quick, or reframe the whole situation for you, all right? I'm going to ask you a couple yes or no questions to try to lead you down an idea path, all right?
Yep.
So, if you are an adult and you are watching a child, or let's say a toddler, and that toddler does not yet understand language, it doesn't understand anything that you have to say, and you put a camping stove in the middle of the floor, and you turn it off, and you say, don't touch that camping stove, it's hot. And if you do touch that camping stove, I'll throw you out of the house.
You're gonna burn alive
and leave you in the wilderness. Yes,
Well, that's
all right?
not evil of the fucking child, because the child is literally unknowing.
Now, if the child touches the burner on the floor, who is
There's a big
responsible?
difference between-
You or the child?
There's a big difference between the burner and the apple, though. The difference between the burner and the apple is the child is incapable.
Stop it,
The
stop it.
child is incapable of understanding you.
So is Adam and
whereas-
Eve. Hold on.
Yeah.
Let me make
No,
my
yeah,
point. Let
because-
me finish my point.
No, they're
Let
not.
me
I
finish my
refuse.
point.
F2,
Let me
Never
come
let
on,
Satan- never
F2,
let Satan
come
fin-
on.
No, never let
Let
Satan
me
fin-
finish
okay.
my
Yeah.
point. Let me
Okay, you
finish
get-
my
you
point.
get-
Okay.
you get one
Okay.
more.
Let
One
me
more.
finish my
Go on,
point.
go
Let me
on,
finish
go
my
on,
point.
Yes.
All right. If God, all right, if Adam and Eve had to eat from the tree of good and evil to understand good and evil, then just like a toddler about to touch a hot burner, they could not comprehend that the action was wrong, even if God told them not to do it.
I mean, they were just made.
Yeah.
They also didn't go to hell.
You understand
Okay.
what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so God could not blame them for their choice. Now, God, being all powerful, right? He put the tree right in the middle of the garden. He could have put it anywhere. He could have put it in a different place they can't get to, but he decided to put it right in front of them and then say, don't eat from it, even though they can't understand what he's saying. So who's
Yes, they
responsible?
could.
Adam and Eve or God?
They explicitly
It's
could. That was the
God.
entire point of the
Okay.
story.
So because
They explicitly
he didn't,
could
I guess,
understand
want
him.
The blame, I guess.
They
whatever
told
it
him
is.
no,
No, because
and-
they were just made. They didn't know anything yet.
Yeah, but they
No, they
know.
couldn't know anything. They were incapable of
They didn't
understanding
know-
good and
they
evil.
didn't know the
They were
punishment.
incapable.
They did not need. They didn't need.
No,
to know
no,
the
no,
punishment.
Danny,
They
I
didn't
know,
need to
I know. We're
exactly-
having a
They didn't need to know what
We're
they
having
were.
a philosophical discussion. It doesn't matter
They did not
if
need
God
to-
is real
did
or
not-
not for this discussion.
They did not
Whether
need to
he's
know
real or
what
not
it
is
was.
irrelevant to the conversation.
They didn't need to know what they were going to learn, and they didn't need to know whether or not what good and evil was. Simply that they were told not to do it, or told not to do it by.
But they wouldn't understand that it's
the all
not
good.
okay to take from it. They wouldn't understand that it's
'cause-
not okay.
See,
You know,
'cause
my
here's-
favorite
It's like telling a
interpretation of-
baby.
Here,
My
yeah.
favorite
Not
interpretation
pick
of
up-
the story
Hey,
is that
here,
women were the
TF,
ones who led
or
man down
F2,
the path of strife.
F2, hang on, F2.
So you shouldn't listen to women.
F2
That's
just
the best
wants to argue with me.
interpretation.
That's
I know,
all it is.
but
That's
hang
all,
on,
that's all it
because
is.
I
That's
understand
all
what
it
you're
is.
saying.
That's literally
For
all it
once.
is.
Well,
Okay.
so here, F2.
Yeah, as it is. I admit
Dude,
Oh,
it.
you know, I
take
still
this.
love you. Look, I still love you. I
Here,
love you,
take
you little
this.
shit.
So,
Aw.
F2, do not
yeah.
slap Thee, or, you're gonna get banned. Don't slap
Banned from
Thee.
what? Discord?
Just
Banned
anything.
what?
Just don't slap Thee.
I've been banned from.
Yes.
It's a free game.
If
I'll
you
start a
slap
new
me,
account.
don't worry. If you slap me, I'll turn the other cheek.
Now, do
I'm
you
not
know
gonna slap anybody. I don't need
my,
to.
my point? So you understand that there's something wrong with that, right? So he's saying that
Are you,
Adam and
are you
Eve.
arguing my point?
So with Adam
I think
and
you're arguing my
Eve,
point here.
I am.
You understand
Kind
that
of.
there's something wrong with my point.
So Adam and Eve did not have any.
Yeah, there's something wrong with your
comprehensive-
point, yes.
accomplished
I
think
No.
you've accomplished your goal here.
However the word I'm trying
I
to
know I
say.
have.
They
I
couldn't
know I have.
I don't think he
understand
has.
if it was good
I don't
or
think he
bad.
has.
They
They
just,
understood that it
Because
was
they
bad.
could not understand. They could
They
not
didn't
have made the
understand
choice.
why.
yeah.
They didn't
Not just
understand
that,
why, but they
not just
understood
that, but
no. Yes.
Let me take this even one step
Absolutely
further.
not.
Let me take this one
Never.
step forward. He doesn't want me to because
Okay.
he's like
I
literally
know.
like an archon. He's here. He's been sent by the evil one to stop me from spreading a message of love and compassion
I've
and
been
uniting all
sent
religions. That's what's actually
by
happening.
the
You see,
best?
I was
Not
sent here
worse.
today to talk to you so you could put
No,
this
you
up
weren't.
so that we could change the entire world and combine all the religions. And then he was
Wrong.
sent to try to stop
Wrong.
it. All right, that's
No,
what's happening.
Wrong. You know,
All right.
F2, it
this is the
does
silver.
kinda sound
This is the
like
silver
it.
tongue.
It does kind
This is the silver.
like it.
That's because this is the. That's because he's got his silver tongue here, helped to bless him in his path of evil. I'm just a simple man here to fucking teach you not to listen to this
Are you
man.
trying to say that
I'm
I'm
not-
like the actual demiurge or the actual antichrist? Is that what you're trying to tell
He
me?
Here's the
said
thing,
it
F2.
he has
He's
said it-
not,
he said
he's
it a
not
few
trying
times.
to bring me. He's not like trying to, bring me
That's
to his
called the
side or
that's a-
whatever. No, he's just explaining
That's the path of
his
temptation
side.
right there. He doesn't have to. That's how it works. He slides you in. It's subtle. It's subtle, is it not?
Okay, maybe it
Hi,
could be
Ethos.
subtle, yes, but the
It's
thing
very
is,
subtle.
he's not. The words he's
Hi,
saying
Ethos.
though,
Nothing I'm
he's
saying
not
feels
trying to
wrong.
bring me in, because I have
He
my
doesn't have
religion
to.
and
He's
opinion.
tempting. He's tempting you into walking his path. He doesn't have to bring you in.
Well,
That's
then
the
God
difference.
is then for me, for what I believe
but
in.
God
and
doesn't
stuff,
exist.
God's doing stuff for me then to, I guess, for what you
Irrelevant.
believe in, to not follow.
Not me. I don't believe it.
I think it's really relevant, especially if you're making these claims.
Oh, hold
No,
on,
I'm not
Danny,
making any
Danny,
claims.
I have a
My
question
only
for you.
claim I
Actually, no, I'll
come
do
here to
that
make
later.
is that Theo is wrong.
Oh, okay.
You're just saying that because you've watched me take over entire lobbies and tell everyone what to do, and you don't like that I abuse humans' free will. That's what it is. And you don't want anyone to obey me because he hates it. He hates that I can get people to do anything that I want them to do. That's what it is.
Meanwhile, I'm over here getting footage of him causing
Ooh,
the
well,
entire
now I
lobby
kind of want to
do the
test that
hokey pokey.
theory. I kind of want to test that
What, you
theory,
wanna
but
do-
afterwards. After.
Okay. Now I need you to move
Hi,
your
Emma.
TF
fat
or
ass out of my
F2.
screen.
Refuse.
Move. Scooch.
Oh
No.
no, get your
No.
oh, no.
F2, we're almost done with the recording. We're almost done with the recording. Can we at least finish this recording?
I'll take you away from Jade. Just you worry. Just you wait. Just you wait.
Okay. Hold on. Before we finish this segment, because I'd love to do this again. If you had a fun time, I will be more than happy to do this again with you. But before we do that,
Yeah.
let me take this idea one step further of being robots. Okay. All right.
love
Now,
robots.
if
They're
God is-
cool.
Here, step over here. I want to look at you real quick. I want to look at you and you're in the way. Okay. All right, now let's take this idea one step further. And I'm not saying God is bad because remember, I don't believe in God as in this way. But within
See, he
the
doesn't even believe his
context
own
that
shit.
the
Why are you following
Bible. No. I'm talking
Yeah, I
about in the
got him.
Bible's
Don't
way of
worry.
thinking of it, not my way. Two separate ways of thinking, okay? He's just trying to trick you, okay?
Yeah,
All right, now,
I am.
if in the Bible it says that God is all-knowing and all-powerful, right? Hypothetically, that before God does anything, he would know the outcome. Listen.
Why don't you go ahead. Give me a chapter. Give me a chapter where it
F2,
says
stop!
that.
We're almost done.
Stop. Hold on.
Never.
Stop, dude,
almost
stop.
done.
I can. Hold on.
Yeah, of
God
course
damn
you
it. Hold
can,
on.
'cause it doesn't.
Stop. Hold on. Stop. All right. So if God supposedly knows
man,
everything
you're in
that
my way,
happens,
man.
right? If God is all-knowing, all right, then that means that God would know the outcomes of his own actions before he does them, right? So that would mean that before God even makes a choice, if he would know the outcome of every single possible thing that anyone would do through all of history, because God is all-knowing, correct? God is all-knowing. So if God is omnipotent, then before God makes a choice, if he chooses choice A, he knows that you're standing here right now having this conversation. He knows that if he made choice B when he created the world, so if he created the world this way, you would be here standing in this conversation. But if he created the world this way, he knows that you'd be standing, in a different lobby talking to someone else. And if he created the world this way, he'd be somewhere else. You see what I'm saying? Like, he would know every branch to every possible outcome of every decision of every individual
There's a key word that this man is using. Would. Again, give me where in the scripture does.
But God doesn't exist.
All-knowing and all.
Hold on, Danny. That's irrelevant to the conversation. It's irrelevant to the conversation.
Relevant.
It is not. It is not. It is
The
not.
fact that
Because it is a
we having this
philosophical.
conversation, if God didn't exist.
Listen. Hold on.
Absolutely not.
Hold on. All right. If God exists or God does not exist, it is relevant to the idea because people believe in this stuff, and therefore, if people believe in this stuff, it is okay and acceptable to debate the ideas around them. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm not saying
No,
that.
I think idiots believe in God's existence.
That's okay. That's okay. That's all right. That's perfectly fine. I accept you for that.
Either people are scared or people are born into believing in religion.
Oh, hold on. I will love to have a conversation with you about this after this, but right now I'm talking to him. Is that okay?
No. Okay, you can
Tell him
continue.
no. No, don't.
Okay,
What is
all
it?
right.
No or yes? Give me a fucking answer.
You know what?
Don't
Shake
no,
my hand. You
but
seem like a cool
continue.
dude, Danny. Danny,
No,
Danny,
don't
shake my hand.
you
You seem like a cool
fucking-
dude.
don't you fucking
I like you,
dare.
Danny. Do you have VR?
Don't you
Do have
fucking
VR?
dare. He doesn't.
No, I
He's on
don't.
desktop.
Okay, just ram your head into my hand for a high five then.
Actually, no, just grab a
Put my
coffee
hand
cup.
away.
Just
Boom.
grab a
Hit
coffee
my
cup.
hand
All right.
first.
Perfect. All right.
By accident.
Nah, that's okay. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. See,
Anyways,
my hands
so
are up
here's my
now,
point, right?
so I can
Here-
just- yeah.
All right, here's my
Is it
point, buddy.
scenes or
All right.
songs? I've been wondering.
If God were to know every possible outcome to every possible choice that he makes before he makes it, then he knew that Adam and Eve would eat from the tree before he even placed the tree.
Yeah.
Oh my god, are we talking about?
Therefore, they didn't even have a choice because they would have been robots obeying the programming.
Yeah, basically.
Literally
Okay. Yes. You see what I'm saying?
He's here to consume the soul.
You understand, don't you? You get it. It just clicked. It just clicked, didn't it? You got it now. Yeah, it just clicked. It's the same thing with the Antichrist. Let's say that the Antichrist is real, right? Let's say that the Book of Revelation is true, hypothetically.
That's not even the fucking
Hold
book.
on, let's say
The
that-
book of
let-
Revelation
hold
is
on.
there, but why don't we fucking talk about John, huh? You want to talk about?
No, we're talking about me now.
Yeah,
We're
of
talking
course,
about
of
me now.
course.
Scooch over. Scooch over.
We're gonna be talking
F2,
about-
scooch!
We're gonna start with the fucking book of Revelation. We're not gonna talk about John's own preaching about when the Lord of Flies will once again rise to challenge. We're gonna start talking about Revelations,
What can
and
you think that's happening
when
right
man
now?
will be
You're crazy.
self.
Scooch over while I take over the world. Hold on. Scooch over while I take over the world. Get up. Scooch over. I have destiny to fulfill. Scooch.
I know you have destiny.
I thought.
I have
F2!
Here to fucking stand in your goddamn way, you son of a bitch.
F2. Hold on.
Absolutely not. No.
Like
All
this,
of
like
you
this.
will
Here, listen.
stand aside.
Listen.
Never. Never.
Hold on. I need to turn F2 way down. Like way down. I love you, F2, but I can't talk with you interrupting constantly. Okay. Okay.
I will
now.
That's how you.
Now, here's
you
the
never
thing, all right?
Never
If
let
the
evil
Book
take
of
root.
Revelation is true, and the Antichrist is real, and the prophecies about the Antichrist are real, then the Antichrist has not even been born yet, supposedly, right? Let's say hypothetically he has not been born yet. Then that means that before he is even born, his soul is already damned to hell for all of eternity because God has preordained him to become the man of sin. Meaning that he never had a choice. Meaning he has no free will because he is following a prophecy.
Fuck bitches on Friday nights, not talking about God.
Yep.
Do you see the problem with fate? That's the problem with fate, right? But here's the thing. That would also mean, here's where it gets even worse. All right, here's where it gets worse. The Bible says, right, that most of the world will follow the Antichrist, right? Now, if most of the world is going to follow the Antichrist, then those people who are going to follow him were born with the fate of following him because God already knows that they're going to do it. Meaning that all of those people, almost the entire world, will follow him into hell, which means that they were fated to follow him into hell before they were even born.
Do you believe in corn dogs? I believe in corn dogs.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, see, this exact reason is why I don't believe in that particular idea of God. This is why I believe in God as a cosmic consciousness and that we are all part of the divine being. Because that way it's random. That way there's free will and we can actually do things. And it's self-experiencing itself. You see what I'm saying? Because to think of it that way, as predeterministic, then all of those people were damned to hell before they were born.
Yeah, and that just makes me feel like, like you were saying, no free will. With that, it just makes me feel wrong.
Yes, exactly. And see, now, here's the thing, right? I explained to you that all of these religions, when you look for their similarities, right? They all say exactly the same thing. What do they say? Be loving, be compassionate, be there for people, right? Help people, right? That's what they say. When you take like Buddhism and Christianity and Hinduism and you smash them all together, you get one message, and that one message is that the temple of God is within us all, and that we should love everyone around us and treat them as ourselves. That's what's in them all. Okay. So should we believe that almost everyone on earth is going to be damned to hell at one point, or should we believe that everyone on earth is part of God and that we should just love and that is the only thing that will be judged upon? Should we believe that it's a sin to shave our beard and that it's evil, or it's evil to eat shrimp and that we'll go to hell for all eternity because we ate a shrimp? Or do we think that we're only being judged on our compassion and our love towards each other?
What do you believe?
Do you see what I'm saying? I'm telling you right now, this is exactly what I believe. This is exactly what I believe. I believe that we are all tiny aspects of the divine, and we can be since we're such tiny droplets in a cup, we can be influenced by the world around us because we are such small, tiny slivers of God. But you cannot influence the entirety of God because it is just a giant cosmic energy. But when it's put inside of a tiny vessel for a finite amount of time, it can be corrupted, much like cancer, right? Like cancer is part of your body,
Yeah.
but cancer destroys you from within. It's exactly the same premise. So that's why there's suffering. That's why there's evil, because this world can be hard. And this world can change people to become evil over time. But that does not mean that they're necessarily evil or that part of God is evil. It's that it was corrupted over time.
Anyone who doesn't stop
by
that
the
begun
hardness
saying,
of this world.
For it is written, deserves whatever path you're about to set them on.
Now, where's my OBS? Okay, so, yep, it's been actually about an hour.
I'm sorry you wasted all your time believing in God. I'm sorry.
Anyways, so...
Well, here, Danny. I don't even believe in death. I don't even, like, let's say you're right. Let's say hypothetically that you are correct and that there is no God, there is no afterlife or anything like that, right? I'm gonna have a conversation with you real quick, all right? Very short one. I want to show you something, an idea. I want to show you an idea, all right? Let's say me and you. I want you to say yes or no. You are a conscious being, and we are having a conversation right now. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so if you are a conscious being and we are currently having a conversation, and do you believe that we appeared and are having this conversation out of pure chance, right? We're having a conversation out of pure chance right now, yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, so if that is the case, then you just established that by pure randomness, by pure chance, you can pop into existence as a conscious being, and that you can become sentient and hold conversations. So, if that means, that proves that consciousness, your consciousness, that means that your consciousness, right, will appear on a randomly. So if we take a trillion-sided dice, right, and we give you the numerical value of 1, the numerical value of 1, and over an infinite amount of time, we roll the trillion-sided dice an infinite amount of times, your consciousness will pop back into life in an infinite amount of times, because by pure chance you will hit 1 sooner or later on an infinite timeline. So even if God isn't real, it doesn't matter, because you will return by pure chance, because by pure chance you are here, by pure chance you will return. And when you are dead, right, when you die, you will no longer have a conception, a conscious understanding of time, because you will have no conscious understanding of time. For your point of view, an infinite amount of time will pass instantly, because you'll have no way to observe time moving. So the second that you die, you will simply reappear alive again, because the dice will have been rolled so many times, so fast from your point of view, that you will instantly respawn. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? If even God doesn't exist, you will return. Death doesn't truly exist, because by pure chance your consciousness will find another body.
I don't get it.
Okay, so...
I get it.
So actually, this was actually pretty interesting and fun, Thee. So I hope you guys actually, liked listening to this. It was an hour long, but if you guys, want to, see me...
damn, we've really been sitting here for
Bruh, no way this guy's recording a YouTube video.
If you guys want to, see me, talk to Thee more and stuff, and you guys have, like, questions and stuff, like anything with religions, with, like, what he believes and all that, or maybe, like, what I believe, let me know in the comments, and, I'll try to, get a hold of Thee and stuff, and we'll try to make, like, another video and stuff. So, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. And, off I go!